Columbia Street Rock and Blues. Let's give a round of applause to Columbia Street Rock and Blues for hosting this fine event. Let's hear it for the steaks tonight. Did anyone enjoy steak night tonight? Hope everyone enjoyed those Trump steaks, because that's what they were. Donald loves when you put his meat in your mouth. That is a simple truth. So welcome everyone here tonight. And it's already begun. Megan Kelly couldn't be here tonight because she's bleeding out of her wherever. So I am T.C. Elliott. T.C. Elliott, I'm the host of Morning Madness with T.C. Elliott right here on the North Shore, the North Shore's #1 music station, Triple U 98.9. Yes, I said Triple U 98.9. Come on. The North Shore's #1 radio station. Okay. So I want to welcome everybody. And you know what? I would say give yourselves a round of applause just for coming out on a Thursday tonight. Really, seriously. Let's hear it for the sound guy too. Whenever you're ready to go with music, certainly we can certainly do that. But I wanted to remind everybody that tonight's show is brought to you by Big Pharma, who would like to remind you at this time, please stand for the national ambient. No, just take the ambient. All right. So I would like to welcome first to the stage. Are the candidates ready? Yes. Also, we have protesters. Protesters are. Is Hillary here tonight?
Is she awake?
You know what that means? If Hillary's here tonight, Bill is practicing safe sex. That's what's going on. That's what's really happening. Protesters are welcome tonight. Do we have any protesters out there? All right, just take a knee. Just take a knee. All right, so I'd like to call up the first candidate for President of the United States, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders from the state of Vermont. Bernie Sanders, come on, feel the burn. Bernie Sanders. Now, let me tell you something about U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders. If elected President of the United States, Bernie will measure his success as president when he finally runs out of other people's money to spend. That's the simple truth. And Bernie Sanders, he's the only guy that will actually take your penny for his thoughts. Feeling the burn, ladies and gentlemen, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. Hope it will stay there. My brothers and sisters, dare I say, comrades, notice the red tie. We are winning hearts, we are winning minds, we are winning voters all over this great land. Take the picture. Take a film. All right. Now, we won Idaho. We won Arizona. We won Alaska. And there were other states where we won the exit polls, but somehow the votes that were counted went to Hillary Rodham Clinton, and that was because of Gabby Wasserman Schultz rigged the process. Don't you know that, my fellow Covington voters?
I've been saying that all along.
Maybe. We also won some great endorsements, my friends. We won the Columbia Street Rock and Blues endorsement and the United Pot Smokers of Covington were all over us. And the Crosby, Stills and Nash Association. We're winning other key demographics, my friends, and not the 1% who are exploiting each and every one of you. We went among voters who shop at Aquista Basin Supermarket and those who feel guilty for shopping at that supermarket. We are winning 92% of their votes, my brothers and sisters. And among voters whose primary means of transportation is a bicycle, we are winning 87% of the vote. 50% of the vote of people under 18, and that's going to carry us forward. You can write me in this November, brothers and sisters, and we will continue to gain support because the 1% is exploiting all of you. And if I win the vote here tonight, free drinks for everybody.
Thank you, Senator. Okay, at this time, I would like to introduce tonight's second candidate. She's actually the youngest candidate at the age of 68 tonight. She's here. She's the former First Lady. I don't know how to introduce her. Former First Lady, former U.S. Senator, former Secretary of State. You know, the Native American leaders, the
You can barely make it up the steps.
well, it's because she's ill. But the Native American nation of the Cherokee actually referred to her as Walking Eagle, which is a tribal name of a bird that is so full of shit it cannot fly. Little known fact about Hillary, as former President Bill Clinton is done, after he's done having sex, he always says, "I'll be home in 20 minutes." That's true. That is, ladies and gentlemen, Madam Clinton. She smells like Bengay and Benghazi. Hillary Clinton.
You know, I was worried here when I arrived in Covington. I arrived under sniper fire and I didn't think I was going to make it, but I pulled through. I pulled through.
Go, Hillary. Go, girl.
Hello. My name is Hillary Rodham Clinton. I've had the privilege to serve this country as First Lady, a New York Senator, and Secretary of State. I want now to serve you as the next President of the United States.
Yeah.
I only care about you, voters. I not only care about you, voters, but I care about you as individuals.
Bullshit.
What do you want in your next president? What do you want?
We want you.
I will be that. I will be whatever it is that you want.
Can you be Trump?
Bimbo!
Now my opponent, Mr. Trump, here, will tell you we need to make America great again. I said we need to make it whole. We need to break down barriers, not build a wall. He will try to convince you that I've been involved in countless scandals, mysterious deaths, embezzlement, lies, fraud, betraying this country.
Yep.
Well, I've had a rough couple of 22 years. And at this point, what difference does it make? Let's focus on what matters, okay? That's you. I'm aware that not all people love me. Some even hate me. I've been called a liar, a traitor, an invalid, or my personal favorite, Satan. But come on, Covington. I have clowns to the left of me. I have jokers to the right. And you are stuck in the middle with me. It's my turn, America. My name is Hillary Rodham Clinton, and I will be your next president.
Very good. Thank you, former First Lady, Senator, former Secretary of State. Thank you so much. I would at this time, would we like to introduce Trump at this time? Is that what are we going to do? Oh, hold on one second. Okay. The PayPal transfer just went through, and because of that, I'm going to introduce Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump. Ivanka, the lovely, the beautiful Trump station. There she is. Come on, Ivanka.
It's highly irregular.
Nice to see you bought your bangable daughters.
Good evening. When my father told me that he was running for president, it brought joy to my face. He's always been one for the people and has always wanted what was best for America. He wants to see this country grow and succeed into something great once more. Let my father, Donald J. Trump, make America great again. Thank you.
All right, there we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, lovely, very, very good, very great Ivanka Trump. And look, at this time, folks, I know it may be highly irregular, but Donald promised me a wall built out of his steak. So let's hear it for his wife and future First Lady, Melania Trump. Melania. You know what's good for you, America.
Thank you. Thank you very much. July 28, 2006, I was very proud to become citizens of the United States. We are all #very blessed to be here tonight. I love my husband with all of my heart. 18 years is a long time to be married to such an intense man. Many people want to know what it is like to have sex with Donald. Let me tell you, American citizens of Covington. It is like riding a bald eagle into the outer space while high on the razapram. Exhilarating. My husband is good at 3 things: winning and tanning. And we are all out of tan spray. God bless America. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. The lovely and talented Melania Trump, ladies and gentlemen.
He's better at going bankrupt 6 times.
Just a hop, skip, and a Trump away from the candidate. Are we ready for this? All right, so Donald Trump, I can say this about Donald Trump. He's actually the one candidate that can really say that he's created jobs. He's a jobs creator for the middle class, but only because he's paying the middle class to show up at his campaign events, really, and cheer for him. So many Republicans have actually compared this man to former President Ronald Reagan. And the only difference is that if Trump gets Alzheimer's, his IQ will actually go up. That is just my opinion. But ladies and gentlemen, the very, very good and greatest and bestest, trust me, GOP candidate, Mr. Donald Trump.
Well, thank you, TC. Thank you. I'd shake your hand, but you look awfully Covington poor right now. You know, America, we don't win. We don't win anymore. We don't win in anything anymore. And we're going to start winning again right now. Because, I mean, you know, really? This is what we have right here? Really? I don't think either one of them's going to make it to the election. But, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to make America great again. We're going to take care of ISIS. We're going to do what we have to do to make America great again. TC, how they got you here, I don't even know. But I mean, hey, I've heard so much about you. You know,
It was the steak that brought me on, really.
yeah, we came over here tonight. You know, what was that road? The Causeway, and we saw the '69 Volkswagen broke down, and it was probably segments of poor people.
People's car.
Get something newer. Get something newer. That's the problem with America right now. We never win anymore. We never win anymore. And I'm going to help you win. We're going to make America great again.
Oh, jeez. Anyone out there, a doctor?
We have a doctor in the house?
I don't think either one of them's going to make it to the election.
And we should have free medical care.
this stuff for me. I need a bigger teleprompter. We're gonna make America great again. God, Bernie, look at you, man.
She's allergic to Donald Trump.
What happened to you, Bernie? You look like a college campus rapist, man. I mean, what happened to you?
Is this what we're here to tolerate abuse, my fellow Americans?
All right,
Let's go 1%.
All right.
What jobs have you created?
Okay, now,
Bankruptcy law.
guys, let's put
Excuse me. Vermont is very low on jobs right now. I've studied it all. There's nothing you can say about Vermont. And that's just
I'm renovating my lake house even as we speak.
that's who we want to run the country. He's gonna give everything to China. China's gonna get everything from him.
All right, Mr. Trump, with all due respect, save it for the debate. It's actually time to hear a word from our sponsor. Are we still serving steaks here tonight at Columbia Street Rock and Blues? We're out of steaks. Okay, we were gonna make America steak again, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So let's get to candidates. If you are ready, audience.
Steak for everybody.
That's right. That was Trump's.
No, that's not.
Why is my mic so low right now? What is this a Democratic crowd? What is going on here? No one wants to hear me.
Mr. Trump, I do believe the sound man is a liberal. We'll work on that. We'll see
No wonder it took so long to get to the Super Bowl in these parts. What's going on here?
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to begin the debate, the great debate before us tonight? Are you ready to rumble? All right. First question will be for Senator Bernie Sanders. Are you ready for this? Let's do it now. Okay. So we're going to talk about immigration. First question tonight, Senator Sanders, as president, what will you do to fix the immigration problem in the United States?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that question. Because unlike some people on this stage, I do not believe going forward that we can build a wall to keep good workers out of this country. We need more jobs so that the jobs that the 1% are shipping overseas with the help of people like Donald Trump, when we need jobs here to rebuild American infrastructure with American workers doing American jobs. That's an applause line.
Thank you, Senator Sanders.
We need to raise taxes on the corporations that keep the jobs overseas. And we want it so everyone can pass go in life without having to worry about ending up on Mediterranean or Baltic Avenue, courtesy of the monopoly man over there.
You gotta be kidding. Excuse me.
And I will run the White House like a college office. You can see me between 3 and 5 p.m. Wednesdays and Fridays.
How much marijuana are they going to bring over there? Because I can smell it in the air with all your people out there.
Okay, all right. Senator Sanders, ladies and gentlemen. Senator Sanders. Same question for Mrs. Clinton. As president, what will you do to fix
We need immigration that makes this easier for these people who have been working so hard every day of their lives for so long, towards one goal. Their whole life, they've been working towards one goal. And then all of a sudden, somebody shows up out of nowhere and tries to take it from you.
Shut up.
They try to take it from you. It's my turn! It's my turn! Donald! We were friends. We were friends.
Yeah, we were friends, all right. We were friends, all right. But the buck stops here. We're gonna make America great again. Am I right?
immigration easy for somebody other than Donald Trump's next wife.
I love immigration. Where's my wife? Where's she at? Come on up here. I'm going to show you immigration right now. I love immigration. This is a product of immigration. Come here, honey. Tell them how great it is to be in this country.
I love America. And if I become First Lady, I promise to open very first cat cafe with yoga here in downtown Covington. Who loves cats? I love cats.
And as they say in 1978, oh, rock here.
That was highly unorthodox. Donald, it's your turn to answer the same question. I think we know the answer to this question. How would you fix immigration?
I've told everybody 1,000 times. What are we going to do?
Build a wall!
What are we going to do? It's amazing how I can get people to do things. We're going to build an incredible wall. This wall is going to be so big. China beat us in everything. They beat us in everything, but China's going to say, now there's the wall. There's the wall. That's what we need to do. We don't know who these people are. DC, we don't know who these people are. Covington, we're going to help America. And it starts right here in Covington, Louisiana. I love you, Covington, the garden spot of the Mid-South region. I love you. Give yourself a hand, Covington.
All right, for the candidate's second question. As president, what would you do to stop the global threat of ISIS? And will we see American boots on the ground? I yield to Senator Sanders for the first answer to that question.
ISIS? I think ice is great at the bottom of a bourbon and coke. All right, well, now let me address this question carefully, because there have been some hotheads out here making all kinds of claims. Well, the real truth is that some of the people in the Middle East are just like Americans. They need jobs. So I say, let's bring some of them over here to help us rebuild our infrastructure. That's what we need to do. And if he can't find work, how is he going to find the time to perform cunnilingus on whatever sheep or 9-year-old girl he can get his hands on? So let's give them jobs in U.S. border security and other military positions. And we can all do this while still raising taxes on the middle class, my brothers and sisters.
Unbelievable.
All right.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We should kill them all and just sell their oil and everything. Just bomb, nuke them all. We should just kill them all.
I'm surrounded by amateurs.
All right, so Senator Sanders, you said to quell the ISIS problem, you want to import them over and get them to rebuild our infrastructure.
Jobs.
Bridges.
They don't have jobs either.
Buildings. I don't know. Okay, but thank you. That's your
You're the
answer.
only one without a job.
All right, now I would direct the same question at you, Mrs. Clinton. As president, what would you do to stop the global threat of ISIS? And will we see American boots on the ground?
Unlike Mr. Sanders, I have an actual plan. We are going to intensify our air campaign, our ground troops, and provide to the Iraqis and Kurds. We're going to move as quickly as we can to end the reign of terror that is ISIS. ISIS is praying. They're praying. Please, Allah, please make Donald Trump president of the United States of America, the world's strongest military. We're using him in all of our recruitment videos. Please make Donald Trump president. If you want to support support ISIS, support Donald Trump.
Okay, very good. Same question for you, Mr. Trump. What would you do to stop the global threat of ISIS, and will we see American boots on the ground? A question which no one has actually answered yet.
I'm going to say this I want everybody
We will not see American troops on the ground. We will not. Under my administration, we will not.
Very good. Thank you, Mrs. Clinton. Sorry, Mr. Trump, your time.
Just like a Democrat, always quick to interrupt. I'm going to say this, and this is very, very, very important. I want everybody to listen to me. This is very, very important. I've told you time and time again, we're not going to need any troops on the ground. We're going to bomb the shit out of them. And we're going to take them all. And we're going to cut their heads off. Mail it to their parents. And they're going to say, you're not going to mess with the United States of America again. And let me tell you something. We got to use those nukes. We haven't used them in years. They're just sitting there. We may as well use them.
You trust the nuclear weapon codes to someone who was offended in Twitter.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, that's a low blow. That's very low blow. Very low blow. Get a handle on the scandal. That's all I can tell you. Get a handle on your scandal.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Trump.
I don't even know why I'm here right now. This should just be cut and dry right now. I'm the logical one to be here. And
Are you good for Covington, Louisiana, Mr. Trump?
Covington, Louisiana. I love you. Trust me, I love you. We're killing them in the polls. We're killing them in the States. And if you let me, we're going to kill a lot more people.
All right, very good. Next question concerns jobs. First question for U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders. As president, what would you do to create jobs?
I have a question. Why do I always have to answer first? I ask you, my friends, is that fair? Why can't I go last for once?
Suck it up, Bernie. Suck it up.
If I were you, I would not use the word suck.
Excuse me, because you said the words, I have something to say about that. There would be no Monica Lewinsky if it wasn't for that word.
All right. First of all,
if you want to run our country,
my voters from Burger King, McDonald's, and other food service outlets.
5 children from 3 McDonald's.
They
I
tell
love every one of them. I love every one of them.
Point of order.
I make them all happy. Line them up. Line them up. I make them all happy.
Candidates, if you would be mindful of Senator Sanders, please.
I want to answer the question.
Bernie, I didn't notice you there. So
What's the
somebody
difference?
you can never catch up.
She only notices me after she steals those primaries from me. That's all.
It's always been so just fun to see you, Bernie.
I wish I could say the same. All right. Now, my voters from Burger King, McDonald's say they cannot afford to pay rent, food, electricity, and most importantly, get a good blunt rolled doobie to smoke after an 8-hour shift, screwing up fast food orders. Well, they do, unfortunately. Now, we create jobs by taxing the 1% and also by taxing the middle class. All right, more taxes on corporations, and if they don't like it, my friends, let them move to China or somewhere else. Also, free college tuition for all these sensitive millennials that are still living in their parents' basement or in their attics. Free tuition for all. That's the Bernie Sanders way.
Excuse me. I I've watched what's going on in Vermont, and believe me, you don't have it what's going on right now. China and Mexico is sending immigrants over there, and they're taking all your jobs. You should have American people over there right now. I want American people getting these jobs. Am I right? American people getting these jobs.
What do you have, Donald?
Well, if it wasn't for Democratic taxes, no one would have to move anywhere.
All right.
How does Hulk Hogan go?
Your governor lowered taxes and look what happened.
All right, thank you, Senator Sanders.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to pose the same question if we're ready to move on, candidates. If we're ready to move on, I think we know, Mrs. Clinton, as far as job creation goes, your husband, former President Bill Clinton, was very good at creating one particular job in general. But, Mrs. Clinton, if you would, please tell everyone what, as president, what you do to create jobs.
You know, the Clinton administration was one of the best at creating jobs. I watched my husband create jobs, and you know, it was for more people than just interns. We need to invest in American infrastructure, American manufacturing. We need to invest in the millennials. Unlike Donald Trump, I know we are stronger together, building an economy that works for everyone, not just those at the top. I know I promised in 2000 New Yorkers 200,000 new jobs, and unfortunately was unable to deliver. From my recollection, that was George W. Bush's fault. Building on the Obama administration's success, I cannot fail this time.
Okay, thank you so much, Hillary Clinton. Thank you for that answer. Now, same goes for you, Mr. Trump. As president, what would you do to create jobs?
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I mean, after listening to this gobbledygook over here, I mean, it's like it just amazes me. It just amazes. Unbelievable. We want the same thing 8 years in a row, and then she wants another 4 years of this. Do we want jobs? Do we want jobs here? Come on. All right, we've got this really good job thing going on right now. It's really good. It's called, God, who wrote this for me right now? It's called the White to Work. The White to Work. We're going to put the whites in front of the job line right now. We're going to put the whites in front of the job line, and it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool because, you know, nobody's going to starve anymore, and we're going to make the refugees and everybody else, they're the ones that's going to have to, like, stand in line, because we're going to put us, United States America, in front of everybody. I mean, hey, what better way to create jobs than to make jobs for America?
How?
How? Are you kidding me? How? You failed for how many years now? 30 years? And you're going to ask me how? Oh, please. Can we go on to the next question?
Certainly, Mr. Trump. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's give a round to these candidates. Let's give a round of applause to these candidates. They're doing a great job today. Now, candidates, personally, this is a very personal question to me, and it's very near and dear to my heart. This question actually comes from the internet. We are coming up on the 4-month anniversary of the senseless death of Harambe the gorilla.
I don't think she's going to make it to the election.
Can I finish, Mr. Trump? Can I finish? Hillary, can I finish? Oh, okay.
Do we have an ambulance standing by?
Let's get her hydrated again.
Well, let me repeat the question. We're coming up on the 4th anniversary of the senseless death of Harambe the gorilla, a true American hero.
Rest in peace, Harambe!
You got it, pal.
Must be a Democrat.
Now, my first question is for you, Senator Sanders, as president.
Always the first.
What would you do to preserve...
Sanders.
What would you do, Senator Sanders, to preserve the memory of Harambe the gorilla?
Well, I think it was a terrible shame that the parents allowed that child to wander off. They should be held accountable for their lack of supervision.
Yes.
Harambe, by contrast, was a model citizen. All he did was try to protect that child the way I want the government to protect you. And what happened was awful. And actually, I had a talk with Harambe a few months before his unfortunate death, and we talked about the crumbling infrastructure of the zoo, which actually enabled this terrible incident to happen. Now, I think one idea that could be a real winner in this area would be to take Robert E. Lee down and put Harambe atop of that.
Now, Mrs. Clinton, same question for you. What would you do as president? What would you do to preserve the memory of Harambe the gorilla?
Harambe was a magnificent creature. And there's this absurd rumor going around, which I'm sure some have had help in perpetuating, that I myself was responsible in the execution of this magnificent animal.
All I know is everyone just kind of like disappears when you're involved.
There was this email that apparently I sent ordering the execution of Harambe. It was
Classified?
Well, here I did.
Get a handle on the scandals, Hillary.
Mr. Sanders, like you, I too had a conversation with Harambe. He was telling me his intentions for government, for politics, and I respected him for it. I did. I had nothing to do with the death of that monkey.
He's a gorilla!
That gorilla that ate that monkey, that animal.
Who's the racist here? Who's the racist here?
I'll put up a few statues in some zoos. I will set up a government-funded scholarship program in Harambe's majestic name. Dicks out for Harambe, y'all! Dicks out for Harambe!
Dicks out!
Which brings us to our next candidate, Mr. Trump. As president, what would you do to preserve the memory of Harambe the gorilla?
Well, everyone knows it. I can't believe I have to answer this question. I mean, this is the most ridiculous question. I mean, of course, it's from the internet. Harambe the gorilla. You've had your chance, Miss Nightingale. Did you fly in on your broom? Yeah, I know you showed up a little late. Anyway.
I made an entrance, so you should know something about that.
Harambe knew something was going on, and that's all there is to it. The election was coming up. He tried to tell this kid something, and he said, "Hey kid, look what's going on here. I got the info on Hillary," and all of a sudden, that's the way it went down. I'm telling the truth. You had something to do with it. Everybody dies when you're involved. Everybody. Vince Foster. Who's the racist here? Who's the racist? You gotta be kidding me here.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on. Next question. This is a question concerning social economic disadvantages, and mainly on a local level. For instance, here in Covington, what would you do as president, U.S. senators, about all the fucking Covington bums that are just hanging around?
I am deeply offended, shocked, and absolutely appalled that you would refer to fellow U.S. citizens as bums. These are people with dignity as human beings.
If it wasn't for his mommy and daddy, he'd be a bum.
Might be very
and I went to see some of these homeless, disadvantaged people at St. John's Coffee Shop on the other side of the tracks. I guess these local jokes work. All right. I sat down with them and we talked about the crumbling infrastructure, like the crummy cots they've been allowed to sleep on that broke and fell over. All right. And also, some of these wealthy businesses, they are no longer giving out cardboard boxes. Our homeless can't make a place to sleep for the night. This is unacceptable in America. It is unacceptable in downtown Covington. When I become president, we will spend millions upon millions for housing and making a dignified life for the bums. I mean, the homeless.
Thank you, Senator Sanders.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. I'm sorry. When I say things, you know, it's just the way it is. I don't know anything. I just say things to make people protest and break up things and tear down cities and everything. Unbelievable, unbelievable.
All right, Mrs. Clinton, if you're through dying.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Nice for Republicans.
Does anybody know who we are?
Just in a woman's health, finally.
Let me rephrase the question I asked you as Senator Bernie Sanders. What would you do about all of the Covington homeless if elected president?
My Donald Trump allergies are killing me. I will provide resources to the welfare office. Like,
I'm glad I got a whoopee cough shot.
I'm going to give them directions to the welfare office.
It's time for another 20-minute bathroom break.
Taxpayers in this wealthy city.
Shot of something is better than nothing.
Very much better than nothing. Taxpayers in this wealthy city will be pleased to know that the homeless will no longer be a stain on this beautiful community. The government will provide for their needs.
Very good. Thank you, Mrs. Clinton. Thank you so much for your answer. And now you, Mr. Trump, what would you do to help those socially economic disadvantaged here in Covington?
Well, it's very simple. You throw them all in jail, but there's no place in jail right now for them. Mexico and China, it's got all the jails full. I want American people in all these jails. There's no place for them. There's no place for them. Mexico and China. China's got us beat on everything. They got us beat on everything. Mexico and China's got us beat. I want American bums in these jails in Covington.
All right, Mr. Trump, thank you for your answer. And now focusing again on another local issue, I would like to submit to all the candidates this time a photograph concerning the next subject, Covington bar owners. I would like to submit and get your comment on this. This is a local Covington bar owner. Take a good look. Subject of our discussion, candidates. How can we get certain local bar owners to be happy? Bernie Sanders, please, if you would.
Well, looking at that photograph, it looked like the Grinch, and we can say without any doubt that the Grinch is in the 1%. I'm going to bring Christmas back, even though I'm not a Christian, and that's what we'll do about it.
Thank you, Senator Sanders. Yeah, I think that.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Amateur. Fucking amateur hour. Fucking amateur hour. Sorry. I'm a grandmother. matter?
Now I know why those emails.
Charlotte and Aiden, you're in bed now, but
Now I know why those emails
Grandma
were
loves
deleted.
you.
They were profane.
Grandma loves you.
Hey, learn a lot like Hillary. Come on, man.
All right. Now, Hillary and Mrs. Clinton, if you would, take a good look at this picture of a local Covington bar owner.
I know that guy.
Besides Big Pharma, what could we do to make local bar owners in Covington happy?
Well, Big Pharma's one. I'll make licensing, this water is strong. And financing new ventures easier.
You gotta check
I'm
your
gonna
marks.
simplify taxes, guys. It'll be as easy to open a bar in Covington as it is to set up a lemonade stand in your yard. And that's my plan. And maybe address the mental health issue, particularly among bar owners around these parts. I've had an interesting time hanging out with one or two, and this is case in point why we need to up our psychological care.
Hey, very good. This is speaking on the issues that really matter. And again, focusing the question to you, Mr. Trump, at this time, concerning Covington bar owners, how can we get this to become happy bar owners?
You know, I recognize that bar owner. He's an immigrant bar owner. That's just the way it is. He is from across the tracks on Columbia, and yeah, exactly. But nobody likes him. But it's just the way it is. But you know, we have to make these people happy. You know, and the only way to make them happy, they send people here, that we send people there to spy on one another. But we have to build a wall. We have to build an incredible wall, and we're going to make the green room pay for it.
Candidates, this is the final question of the evening. It is concerning, now, as we know, all America is made up of many different people. White people, black people, brown people, yellow people, red people, and the blue people. Blue people. Okay, now, this concerns blue people, the Covington Police Department. So, how can we make the Covington Police Department better? I yield to you, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thank you.
Less DUIs.
I'm glad to address a local question. However, the stories I have heard
No one cares.
in the bar tonight about the Covington Police Department are no different than any other police department in America today.
Why are you
To
here?
make things better, to spice up the evening. All right, to make it better,
He's not going away, Hillary. He's not going away. It's your own
as
fault.
people can write me in, to make it better, first of all, we should disarm the police to show the public that the police are being sympathetic to the needs of habitual offenders and also to future Democratic voters. I thought some suburban Republicans would laugh at that. All right. I think it would be beneficial to the owners to offer a free drink once in a while just to calm the nerves of Covington's finest, the police department. That way, you would feel better protected and safer here in America.
Is your mom paying for this drinks, Bernie? Is your mom paying for this drink?
Unbelievable.
I don't know. I'm getting pretty loose.
Drinks and drinking and getting all
Okay. All right. Thank you, Senator Sanders. Now, Mrs. Clinton, if you would, please address the question here, the final question of the evening. How can we make the Covington Police Department better?
All right.
This ought to be
There
it.
has been reports of misconduct and brutality in the Covington Police Department. I looked it up on the internet. It's unbearable. And it needs to be intolerable. Maybe, by speaking directly to all of you white people, say, look, this is not who we are, guys. We all have to work together. Police officers need to respect the community needs to respect the police officer. Well, let's just work towards that.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Mrs. Clinton. Now, Mr. Trump, your turn. Covington Police Department, how can we make them better?
Unbelievable, again, unbelievable. But first of all, I'd like to thank Amy Reed. Where is Amy Reed? Is she still in the house? Miss Covington, she did everything to put this place together. I'm going to give you your answer. I am going to give you your answer. But come up here, Amy Reed. Come up here, Amy Reed. Come up here, Amy Reed. Please come up here, Amy Reed. There's a reason why I'm bringing her up here. Amy Reed is a beautiful lady, a beautiful person. Amy Reed, you know, I just wanted to tell you, oh my God, you look so luxurious. I'd like to stand somewhere right now. But Amy Reed right now. Is this the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen to have these two candidates again? Everything you've been through, this is the way it goes down to this last question. Isn't this ridiculous? But Amy Reed, I'm going to give you the answer to your face right now. I am going to give the answer to your face. This Covington club owner who has done everything for Covington right now. This is what we need to do for the Covington police. We need to arm the Covington police. We need to arm them like the military. We need to give them bigger billy clubs. And that's just the way it goes. They've got so much gestalt right now, and if we keep building them up, we're going to call them the Gestapo. And that's just the way it is. That's the way we make the Covington police better. We'll call them the Gestapo. Thank you. I love you, Amy Reed. Thank you.
They hold their own.
They hold their own. Thank you. Make Covington great again.
All right. Thank you, all of the candidates tonight. And for you and the audience out here tonight, I hope that you can make a better informed vote come election day. Make sure you drink before you go vote. Because if you don't, you'll certainly need the alcohol after.
It's my turn! It's my turn! It's my turn! Bill loves me.
Yes,
No
ma'am.
matter how many things the Covington government has, it's my turn!
That's the most energy she's shown since she threw a lamp at Bill 23 years ago.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Once again, unbelievable. Look at Hillary, you beat everything.
Donald, do you tea your hair under a soft serve machine?
Very low blow, very low blow.
With all due respect, I get shit done. I have been.
Yeah, you're really tough, Hillary. You're really tough. You're a record. Why don't you let TC run the show here? Because he seems to know what's going on.
Okay. I know. Thank you, Madam former First Lady, Senator, Secretary of State.
All
Thank
of
you,
the
sir.
above, thank you, all of the above.
All right.
You're all gonna die if I'm elected. You're all gonna die if I'm elected.
It appears that it's your turn.
At the end of the song, you're all gonna die.
Side of the lake, is that on?
I think we need more drinks. What do you say, Alex? Huh? gentlemen, give it up for Columbia Street Rock and Blues tonight. Tonight's performance and the performers tonight. Everybody in Sept.
I'll have what she's having.
All I have to say is,
All the boys say.
I see another area for redistribution. This guy brings up 3 or 4 beautiful women to the stage. I got none. How fair was that?
When I'm exercising in New York, I hate running behind an old fat Jew that just gets in my way.
This is legend.
Anti-Semitism is ugly.
I have one thing to say. I have one more thing to say. We can solve world problems right now. Christopher Smith. Christopher Smith, who serves food over here with OMG Tony Stark Industries. He is the man with the plan. This is the way we solve world hunger. He's got it going on. Thank you.
Is not the man you want with nuclear weapons.
Get a handle on the scandal.
Madam Secretary, you, like the rest of our audience, should feel compassion for Donald Trump. Donald Trump can't relax. Why, 2 nights ago, he went up to a bartender, said, "Surprise me." The bartender showed him a naked picture of his wife.
That's very good, Bernie. That's very good. Well, here's a better one than that. I've got $100,000 donation.
Tweeted me that.
$100,000 donation from Scotty Blanchard from the poorhouse across the lake. Now, can you dig that, sucker? Do you have a picture of your wife naked?
That is a privacy issue.
Would you like one?
Nobody wants to see.
I think we all do.
These boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being such a great